Hi, this is Janice Perkins coming to you with the Hope Chronicles Part 2. I wanted to go backwards and give you a little bit of the research that I did when I was looking into the word hope, and I juxtaposed it against the word wish because what I started to think about in terms of our culture and the way we do our thinking is that there's a lot of times that we're actually wishing instead of hoping, and that maybe we've muddied down the definition of the word hope and we've turned it into a wishing, like a Christmas time kind of wishing, like I wish I could get that fire truck, or I wish I'd get that new job. And if we look at the definition of wish, let me word nerd for just a minute here. The definition of wish is to feel or express a strong desire for something that is not easily attainable, to want something that cannot or probably will not happen. Which is really interesting when you think about wishing for an ice cream cone or wishing for something at Christmas. And hope, on the other hand, is a belief that is obtainable. It implies some expectation of obtaining the good desired or the possibility of possessing it. Therefore, it always gives pleasure or joy, whereas wish and desire may produce or be accompanied with pain and anxiety. So hope has confidence in a future event. And sometimes when I'm looking into my word nerding, I go all the way back to the Webster's 1828 dictionary because I like to find more of an original desired context of the word to see if it helps me have clarity for how we've changed the way the word is used today. And in the Webster's 1828, it says, the confidence in a future event, the highest degree of well-founded expectation of good, the source of ineffable happiness. Now, I don't know about you, but I had to also look up the word ineffable. I did not say effing happiness. I said ineffable. And that means unspeakable happiness, like the highest degree of happiness or joy that makes us almost catch in our throat and tear up with the idea of being so happy, abundantly happy. And I don't know about you, but when I think about ineffable happiness, I don't always equate that with hope. And hope always, to me, did have some sort of an underneath anxiety that it was almost dangerous to hope for something, that it was not something that I thought was attainable at all. And so it made me start to think about the way we use the word hope. I hope I get a job, or I hope my sister's cancer goes away. I hope this quarantine ends soon. Is that really an expectation of good? Is it sourced from ineffable happiness? I think we have altered the terminology in our culture today in the way that we view wishing and hoping. And so that's part of what I want you to think about in this time period where we're talking about adding and expressing and growing our hope, is that when I'm expressing it, am I using wishing or hoping? And it's just something I want you to have underneath your thinking over the next few weeks and months as we look forward to a better time, something that is obtainable, some good that is coming. And I'm going to go back to science again for a minute and read you something out of a brain bulletin that I read about neuroscientists are investigating the science of hope. And it turns out that a feeling of hopefulness changes your brain. The result is that the brain can overcome hurdles and move to a place of recovery. In scientific terms, hope and recovery are not causally connected, but they are correlated. And so in neuroplasticity, I can create pathways in my brain. I can create a vat or a well of hope where there didn't used to be one. Because when you think about it, hope isn't something that you turn on automatically and think about consciously. It happens unconsciously. So if someone you find out is sick, or someone has been furloughed from their job recently, and in these economic times, there are all kinds of things that we have had to tap into our well of hope. And it just happens. It's automaticity. And if we don't have a well or a vat of hope to tap into, if we don't have that history that I discussed before, then what's created is a wishing desire that is accompanied by that anxiety that I was talking about. So, in building and thinking about having hope instead of wishing, we can create those pathways in our brain where our mind will transport us to the measure of hope versus the measure of wishing that has anxiety. that we can transpose and recreate those pathways in our mind so that we can go to a place of positivity. And through that automaticity that happens when we encounter a trauma or situation in our life, our mind will go back to that history where hope was present and hopefulness actually took place because good things did come. So we have to not only look at history, we have to benchmark in our minds currently a place of good things coming and good things happening so that we're looking on the bright side and we're looking at the silver lining so that we're measuring the context of today with good things as well, not just bad things or trauma or the unknown. So that's also something for you to think about as you file this into your Hope Chronicles, is to measure today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow with something good in context too, so that we can continue to build hopefulness. Well, this is Hope Chronicles Part 2. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.